So.
Definitely so. One of them is Injustice, actually. Let's talk about that one next. Injustice is a game that I've really been following closely for, I don't know, well, most of its time, but especially since the patch in September or October or whenever it was. The number one dude to watch out for is Theo.
Yes.
Emperor Theo he's the best player. He has maybe the best character, certainly the best character for him. Certainly top tier, there is no question. Aquaman is amazing, and pretty BS in a lot of ways. But he fits super well with Theo, who's a very patient kind of player, great spacing. He's been a little bit cockier lately, actually. He's
really?
been,
with good reason. He's been winning everything,
with
right?
good reason.
So,
he's been winning everything he's been playing. So he is the number one guy to watch for, but he has been getting a little bit cocky. This scene is kind of the opposite of the KI scene. Okay, I mentioned KI said that there's not a lot of drama. Opposite.
Well,
in Injustice,
I will always say that champions always tend to be cockier people. So more power to him. I do not see it as a fault at all. So
another player, probably the second player to watch, is Jupiter.
Okay.
Out of the northeast of the U.S.
Okay.
Extremely strong Martian Manhunter. He and Theo had a super close set at MLG that was not in the top 8, unfortunately, just the way the brackets worked out. It was earlier. It went down to the wire. Theo had a close call, ended up taking it. But if not for that, Theo would have been sent to losers. Maybe Jupiter ends up winning the whole thing. So it was a very close set. They play each other all the time online, know each other very well.
Right.
So that's a big guy to watch for. 16-bit has been doing well lately. Got second place at MLG. One to watch. Sonic Fox just won a tournament recently. He went. What was it? The one that I was just CEO. He won CEO.
Oh, okay.
He won CEO. So another big player to watch there. White Boy has had a lot of success with Doomsday. He has great footsies with that character, which is kind of a rarity. Plays him very, very well. Wound Cowboy is a very talented player, one to watch. Hasn't really put it together in tournaments, unfortunately. But there's always that chance that he could end up doing it.
Okay.
So a big one to watch. Pig of the Hut, he is another very talented player, great in casuals. Rarely actually gets top 8, at least in in Injustice, I should say. But he finally got top 8 at MLG.
Okay.
So he broke through.
Gotcha.
He was at top 8 at CEO, so he's definitely a big one to watch. Slayer from SoCal, a guy to watch. Forever King from the Midwest, a guy to watch. He has a bunch of different characters, Batman foremost among them, but very, very solid. Perfect Legend, somebody to watch, but maybe he's a talented player. He could have a great tournament. He won the last 2 Mortal Kombat tournaments, by the way.
He's a 3-time EVO champion, so
exactly.
He's got the chops to win on the big stage.
So major player, but he hasn't actually been that successful
Right.
in Injustice, especially after getting picked up by Fnatic, by Team Fnatic.
Let me ask you a question. So, what is it about Aquaman? Is it just the defense, or is it the trait?
It's all sorts of stuff, man. So his trait lets him get out of any ground-based combos.
Right.
They're over.
It's basically a ground-based combo breaker.
Yeah, which resets every 12 seconds or something. So that's really super good. His mid-range control is great footsies, which is rare in that game. He has a move in Trident Rush that's really, really good.
The
You're going to see a little stabby stab a lot. That's so good because if you EX, if you meter burn it, he builds back a bunch of meter.
And
when he
does
it, ton of chip damage. It's just a really strong move.
It's one of the only things that I see people actually use the push block on, because they just don't want to take that whole thing.
Right, exactly. And he also has great, far away control. He has a homing projectile that you can EX on reaction. It does 20%. It just has a lot of stuff. He's all over.
Okay.
So
Theo obviously still the favorite then.
Theo I think is the favorite, but like I said, Jupiter is close by.
Okay.
And then the other thing about Injustice is that the results have been very fluid after that. After Theo, different people will get top 8, different people will get top 3. It's really hard to predict. It's gonna be a fun tournament. If you watched Injustice last year, I commentated that thing, and I liked the game, and I can tell you it was pretty boring. I know that. Everybody knew that. It was unfortunate the way it turned out. It's not going to be like that this year.
Yeah. I mean, all the Injustice tournaments that have happened since EVO, especially because it got patched a couple of times after EVO, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they've been super exciting. So
they really have been. Yeah, it's a very exciting, fast-paced game. Mm-hmm. Lots of variety in characters, lots of variety in regional representation among North America.
I can't remember which tournament was it. The one where the Bane made that crazy pixel comeback. I just remember watching it live and jumping out. I started jumping up and down because it was the most ridiculous ending ever. So.
Dude, there have been some crazy matches in this. So seriously, check it out. Pools are Friday at 8 a.m. on the second stream, twitch.tv/SRKEvo2. Mm-hmm. Semifinals are Friday at noon on the second stream, and then finals top 8 is Saturday at noon on twitch.tv/SRKEvo1.
Yeah, again, just like last year, this is the first time they did that. They spread the top 8s around, so Injustice top 8 will be on Saturday.
Right. And then I think we've talked about the other game. Yeah, we have. So let's talk about Ultimate Marvel 3.
Sure. Ultimate Marvel 3, I think the main story right now is just Chris G.
Okay.
I mean, he's doing his typical thing on Twitter right now where he's not, I want to play KI. I'm not worried about Marvel as much.
Gotcha.
EVO is just another tournament, whatever like that. Frankly, I'm going to be rooting for Chris G.
Okay.
I want him to win this tournament because he needs to cement himself into that position, I feel like. And hopefully, if he does win it, he will be able to understand why. Because, I mean, he recently got really frustrated because I keep bugging him about it. And so he's just leave me alone kind of thing. So I was like, all right. But if he wins it, I hope he kind of sees how important it is and how much I feel like it'll make a difference, especially for someone who's concentrating so much on pro gaming, as a career and stuff like that. So he's certainly the favorite. No one's been able. The only person who can beat Chris G in Marvel is Chris G.
Yeah, right. There was that period of time after he moved to SoCal where he didn't quite do as well. But he got back on the wagon pretty quickly. Right, he won CEO just recently. So.
Yeah, but there's a couple of tournaments that he's gone to where he's lost in the winner's bracket. There was that one where he fought Justin and beat him, but then in the next match, just played some whatever teams and stuff like that. He still has a tendency to do those kind of things, which is, like I said, I feel like the only person who can beat him is himself.
Okay, all right. So definitely a guy to watch, of course. Mm-hmm. Filipino champ, another one, obviously to watch. He just won Curly Mustache.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Super solid player, very talented guy. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, he hasn't been traveling around to tournaments that much lately, but clearly it hasn't affected his skill. I mean, you could see him at Curly Mustache where he made that amazing comeback against Apology Man. Mm-hmm. Very impressive stuff. The mobility that he has is just astounding. So
cool. we talked about this with Ryan Hart and Sagat and Sanford with Sentinel in Marvel 2.
Yeah.
So whenever you can make these slow characters look super fast, like Dormammu and stuff like that, it's crazy. It's crazy.
He also brought out a Morgan there, and it was competent. Yeah. It was good. So definitely picking stuff up.
Justin Wong, of course, got second. He was the story of EVO last year. That was probably one of the main storylines. Yeah. Probably one of the most hyped things at EVO was his run through the top 8, barely making his comeback against Chris G. Basically one drop away from beating Flocker.
To win the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. And he says he's been practicing a lot. And he says he has new Storm Tech and everything like that. And I know he really, really wants to win this one. So you can never count out Justin in a Marvel game. You cannot count him out. So
no doubt. Yeah. Flocker, of course. He won EVO last year, as you just said. Mm-hmm. Definitely a player to keep an eye on. Apology Man. Guy. Yeah, you have to mention Apology Man now. He just got second at Curly. He won SoCal Regionals. He's making that team look crazy good.
He's
turning theory into reality.
Yeah, he's basically the disruptor. He has the ability to beat any team as long as he doesn't. He's an emotional guy. Yeah. So I noticed when he's won matches or when he's lost matches, it really affects him. So hopefully he can make it through this through EVO without running into any of those problems. But he's undoubtedly one of the favorites.
Also, PR Balrog. He got third at Curly just recently. Mm-hmm. He won UFGT. Mm-hmm. He never plays that game.
Yeah, I know.
But he is so good at it.
He gets very salty at the game.
That's true, he does. Ray Ray, of course, you got to mention. Second place at UFGT, third at Defend the North. He's a very strong player. And then I wanted to mention Kane Blue River too, who has had a lot of top 8s. I'm not that I could think that I can really put him in the same category as the first 4 or 5 that we mentioned, but he is such a fan favorite that he's going to be one to watch for that reason. Yeah. I think.
Another player that I really want to mention is just from CEO Rubex or Scrubbex, however you want to.
Yeah, he played very well.
Dude, so at CEO in 4 rounds in a row, he beat Apology Man, then he beat Flocker, then he beat Justin, and then I can't remember if it was 3 or 4, but he just beat so many of the favorites right in a row. So I think he's definitely someone to watch as well.
Okay. Is there anybody else that you want to mention?
I
mean, there are lots of good players in Marvel.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's 1,000 people. So yes, Marvel went down in number of players, right, from last year. One of the only games that went down in numbers. So a lot of people are doom and gloom about that, but from where we come from Marvel 2, Super Turbo, and stuff like that, when the games start going down, that just means that the number of good players is the
it's
density.
Getting distilled a little bit.
Yeah, the density is ridiculous, which means I expect Marvel to be awesome to watch this year. I expect a lot of good stuff. The other question is, it could be the complete opposite if Zero dominates everything.
Yeah, I wanted to mention also, obviously, Cloud 805 has been having a lot of success. People, I just saw in the chat, people were asking about Nemo. Nemo's not coming.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's not going to be there. So not going to.
That's why they did his exhibition with Champ at Northwest Majors, because they couldn't do it at Evo because he knew he couldn't make it to Evo because of work. Right. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. I think an interesting storyline on top of the players and that kind of situation is going to be who's the random that's going to show up in top 8.
Last year was Cloud, right? I mean,
no, Cloud isn't a random.
Was it?
There was that dude from Peru, Zach.
Oh yeah.
Nobody heard of him yet?
Okay. Yeah, in the previous year that was Fruitsy, right?
Yeah.
Or was that 2 years ago? I can't remember now.
No, that was the previous year. Okay, there were a couple of players in that one. So each time in Marvel 3, that core of extremely top players, they make top 8. But then there's also some player that you don't expect. So who's the player that you don't expect? I mean, by definition, I don't know.
Right.
But I think that's going to be an interesting thing.
Yeah, if we could pick a player that we would expect to be not expected, I mean, you can see that just doesn't work.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. But and then there's been a lot of talk about the Zero thing, the Firebrand thing, kind of continuing the optimization of teams. But then there's last year people were talking about that too, and that wasn't actually how it turned out. Zero showed up a lot in top 8, but then there were lots of people like Justin Wong who was there, Angelic was there, Doom. Yeah. I forget either didn't show up in top 3 or 4, or there was only one rep in top 3 or 4.
Right.
So it wasn't exactly what people expected. So I'm interested to see, and the guy who won at Flocker has Hawkeye assist rather than something
instead of Zero May Cry teams.
Right. So I'm interested to see if it still plays out in that kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, and even though Marvel's top 8s have been pretty consistent, it's just there's just so many dangerous people because there's so many team combinations. In fact, I can't remember if it was UFGT or one of the other tournaments where there was so many upsets and a lot of weird teams were beating people that no one was really expecting. Because that's just Marvel. It has that potential. You run into one team you've never seen before. Like, if you run into that, Garrett from Philippines, the Spider-Man player. Right, yeah. If you've never fought against that, then, what are you going to do? So, Angelic, of course, making it in there last year is a great example of that. Catching everyone by surprise with Shuma.
I don't want to put him in the random category.
No, he's not in the random category. No.
He's a good player. He had been doing well.
But nobody has fought against Shuma. Right? And not only that, you can't even download him anymore.
That's right, yeah. If you don't have him, you don't have him.
So, basically. But yeah, it's still alive and well. I don't think it's going anywhere. So, in fact, like I mentioned earlier, when games start to get that density of stronger players, it just becomes that much more fascinating to watch.
So Marvel pools will be at 8 a.m. on twitch.tv/SRKEvo1, and they'll go through most of the day. And then semis will be at 6 p.m. Saturday, also on the first stream, and then top 8 will be Sunday at 3:30 p.m. on the first stream.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of Marvel if you're interested.
It's going to be the second last game on Sunday.
Exactly. Then the game that had the most entrants, Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, with 1,979 people, almost 2,000.
That's not an entry. That's a year.
Right? Yeah, I know. A year that you experienced.
Yeah, exactly. Not quite. I'm still older than that. So. Street
Fighter 4, you know. It was doing okay, but it still feels like it's having a resurgence since Ultra came out.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of people came back to the game or are trying out the game for the first time. So it feels like a lot of people who I kind of had... I knew that they played Street Fighter, but I had come to see as, you know, Marvel players or Injustice players or BlazBlue players. They're coming back to SF4, which is very interesting to see.
Yeah, and... You gotta remember, one of the craziest top 8s for Street Fighter 4 was the year AE was there, when Punko perfected Daigo and etc. etc. What was the situation then? AE was a month old.
That's right.
And here we have Ultra a month old. Who knows what the heck is gonna happen? I mean, CEO was kind of like a mini preview, as it always is, right? 3 Elenas being played in top 8, right? So who would have predicted that? Who knows what's going to happen, you know? And everything that we know, like, I feel like so many people have left their main characters in a lot of way. You know, like we were talking about yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, we were like, my God, how good is Haitani going to be with Makoto this year? But, I mean, he's going back to an older character in Rufus, potentially, right? So, who knows what's going to happen this year?
I think that's definitely the major storyline, is that it's, you know, new game, it kind of... Obviously not a new game, but an update to the game. More of an update than the previous versions, though, because it actually made changes to the game engine. It actually introduced new characters, quite a few new characters, 5, as opposed to previous versions, which were just 2.
Well, it did remove one character, DJ, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. No, but I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Will there be new characters? Will they show up well? Will DiCaprio show up well? Will Elena show up as well as she did at CEO? You know, or will people have figured out how to play against those characters? Will they have, you know, at CEO, people didn't punish a lot of Elena's stuff that is in fact punishable if you don't know about it. Then you're not going to punish it. But in the intervening couple of weeks, have they figured it out? You know, there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. Hard to know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, because the game is so brand new, this last month, I feel like people have probably had the easiest time hiding their tech. Because it just hasn't been a lot of tournaments and stuff. And a lot of people using their old characters. So we're going to watch here, and like Snake Eyes is going to get on stream, and Sagat's going to play against him, and all of a sudden he's going to bust out like Rolento, and he has like some secret anti-Sagat tech with Rolento or something. Totally, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We don't know because the game is just too new right now. So
So players to mention, there are lots of players to mention because there are so many top players.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, so if, you know, from North America, Justin, PR Rog, Ricky Ortiz, Chris G, K-Brad, Snake Eyes, Dominion. I want to put Smug in there. I wanted to put Arturo Sanchez in there because he's been doing really well.
Going to Smug, though, I mean, I just rewatched the Momochi match that he played where he dropped the Ultra on Jury. Like, man, he was that close getting, like, top 3 in that game.
He can do it, man. All he needs is more experience. That's it. Everything else he's got.
I'm going to tell you one advantage Smug is going to have.
Okay.
Is the audience is going to be so behind him. Yeah. They're going to go ape shit for Smug, and so I think that'll be awesome for him. So. I
also want to mention Zeus from...
Yes.
Yeah, I think
he's... Same Team Pi.
Yeah, also Team Pi. You know, there's going to be that Wednesday Night Fights versus NLBC situation, kind of the 2 strongest weeklies in the U.S. Very interesting to see how that one turns out. Both of those scenes, you know, like I said, too many players to mention, but both of those scenes have players who have gotten top 8s at big majors. You know, so have people in NorCal and people in Texas and people in Florida. I mean, that stuff has happened and definitely has a chance to happen again. From other parts, Ryan Hart, maybe Yeah, he had done so well before CEO. He had won UFGT and final round. Didn't quite do as well at CEO, and I mean, here's the thing. He's not happy about Sagat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
As much as I think he's one of the most talented players in the world, I don't know if I would expect him to do that great because of Sagat. And not to say that Sagat got so many nerfs, but he did get nerfs. That's not even really the issue. It's his confidence.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little worried about the confidence. He did not seem like he had it. He seemed like he was worried about which character to pick, and he didn't know little situations that he was accustomed to knowing in the previous version.
I feel like him and Dominion are in a very similar situation. But I know Ryan Hart back in AE, regular AE, used to use Yun. Yeah. I wonder if he's going to pick him up for this game.
Well, it's something he was thinking about after CEO. I had a conversation with him and Dominion, and Ryan Hart said, maybe I should just go back to Yun. But he was like, but everybody's going to be playing Yun. And Dominion and I were both like, who cares? It's Evo. Right. And he was like, you're probably right. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to end up happening. We'll see. As far as other people from Europe, Alyun is a big one to watch.
Is Luffy coming out?
I'm not sure if Luffy's coming.
Let's see here. Do I see his name? Yep, he's there.
Oh,
is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, okay. There you go.
Yeah, he's coming. That's awesome.
White Black looks like he's making it out here.
Problem X is a good one to watch from the UK.
I'm trying to look for England here. Is it listed as United Kingdom?
It's the thing with countries like that is that they're listed as Britain and UK and England.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm sure he's coming.
Yeah, Problem X is coming. Yeah.
Then to talk about
the non-Japan Asia countries.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So Infiltration. I mean, you have to mention Infiltration. He is super good. Shen won Evo last year. Mm-hmm. Didn't have quite as much success at Southeast Asia Majors as he did last year. His character Gen is a little bit worse, but Gen. I think Gen got some nerfs. He also got some buffs though to kickstance, and I'm interested to see how that character ends up doing when somebody really puts in the time to see how kickstance kind of plays out. And
kind of in the Dominion Ryan Hart boat is Gamerby. Mm-hmm. He feels like Adon is really weak now, but if you looked at that 4Gamer article, they still put Adon in top 10. I still think Adon's really good.
Seems good to me.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. Gact also a player to watch. Mm-hmm. And then let's talk about Japan. Japan is bringing a ton of killers. So many players are coming.
108 players.
108 people are coming from Japan for Street Fighter 4.
What? That's because we.
Oh no, that's total. You're doing total right now.
Oh, is that what this is? This is total.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because Tom, or I think it was Tom, said 80. Maybe it was Tony.
Let's take a look at this. Country listings. Okay, yeah. So it says 65 here. It says 65 here.
Gotcha. There you go. So 65 people are coming.
Yeah, there you go.
Foremost among them are Daigo, Tokido, Momochi, Fudo, Sako, Haitani, Kazunoko is maybe one to really mention. His character is amazing now. It's interested to see how he does. And
Twitch is flying out some other people as well, right? Because the people that they didn't fly to CEO, I thought they were flying to Evo.
Yeah, I think
like I
KOG is coming.
I see Yosan
is coming.
Here, yeah.
Oh no, Mizoteru is coming. Like everybody's coming. I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy how many people are coming to this thing. I don't feel like I could go through everybody, but Bonchan is a top player to mention. Again, interested to see how he does with Sagat. He says he's going to stick it out with Sagat. Itabashi Zangief, Itazan, I'm really looking forward to seeing because both of his characters, T-Hawk and Zangief, are good.
Right.
They're good characters. They're not top tier, but they are good characters, very capable. So I'm interested to see how he does. Aqua, best cameo over there, going to be coming. Yosan, you mentioned already, the jury. But again, so many people are coming. It feels like I just can't. I would have to read 50 names.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we're missing so many people that deserve to get mentioned here. So,
of course.
Yeah.
But last year, Japan did well. They had half of the top 8, and those top 8 were the old 5 gods, right?
Yeah, right. And now all of them.
They're all coming still.
Yeah, they're all coming. So.
Yeah. But I feel like there's that storyline, but I feel like really the biggest one is just how people are going to treat the new game. Is Tokido right that Akuma is a mid-tier character? If you saw him play at that Topanga charity event, it kind of seemed like it.
Really? Okay.
But he wasn't. I didn't see him using anything new. No far snap fierce, no close medium kick, no demon flip into whatever. into Fireball. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how that works. Who's gonna show up that we're not expecting? Is Yosan gonna ride jury that far? I mean, we'll see.
Right. Momochi gonna sneak in with Ken, because he won Southeast Asia Majors, right? So I'm sure a lot of people aren't expecting Ken to make a top 8, but
totally could happen.
Yeah,
he's a good character.
Absolutely. So. Dude, I'm really curious to see how the 5 new characters are gonna do. I really want to see where they place. Like, I'd be super happy if we saw one of them in the top 8. Whether it's Elena or Rolento or DeCapre or somebody like that. I think it'd be really cool to see one of them in top 8.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just hard to predict. Wow, okay, so we finally made it through all the games.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably just take a little moment to mention Super Turbo, X-Mania, Tournament of Legends 2. X-Mania is a 3v3, 3-team tournament. A lot of crazy teams going in there. So many ridiculous teams. Tournament of Legends is the 1v1 tournament that's going to be taking place. I think one of them is going to be running on Friday. The other one's going to be running on Saturday. I can't remember who's streaming it, but someone is going to be trying to stream or at least record all the matches over the weekend. Top 8 for the X-Mania, or is it the Tournament of Legends? The top 8 for one of those is going to be played on Saturday.
Yeah, I believe it's Tournament of Legends.
It's Tournament of Legends, yeah. Okay. So top 8 will play there. A lot of crazy Japanese players coming out for that. Unfortunately, it breaks my heart. Nakamura can't make it out anymore, so...
No Camis?
The thing that makes me the most sad, honestly, is that now Cammy's not on the poster anymore. So that's really a shame. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude. I'm super excited for Super Turbo, and it's gonna be a great tournament. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So when are you headed out?
I will be headed out tomorrow night, heading out to Vegas. Yeah, and then
I'm leaving tomorrow, kind of noonish.
Okay.
I gotta head back and get all my stuff together and. I have a bunch of actual work to continue doing tonight. I don't know when I'm gonna go to sleep tonight because I have like actual work that I need to do before I leave. Right. So
I still need to pack. I haven't even started packing yet at all, and I have to finish packing before I go to sleep because I'm going to work and then straight to the airport.
Right.
So.
Right. Wow. All right. So it's gonna be a great weekend. Every Evo is amazing.
Yeah.
There are always moments that we remember from each one.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to see what the moment is going to be this year. You know what's going to happen. I mean, there's never a boring Evo.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Seth Killian who put it best. It was just like the one thing Evo can have tied to its name every year after year is that they can consistently pull it off. And as long he called it hype manufacturing or something like that. It's like you don't even have to like try to find ways to make hype. As long as you just set the stage properly, hype will happen.
Yeah.
And, and again, I mentioned with all the pop bonuses and stuff like that, it's great for Evo, but the pop bonuses aren't making Evo. You have to understand that those pop bonuses won't exist if a tournament like Evo didn't exist.
Yeah, Evo is kind of what made those pop bonuses.
Right, because they can reliably give it to Evo and know that what they're doing, it will be a good tournament. It'll be an amazing event and stuff like that.
Useful advertising for them.
Exactly.
They know that the word will get around.
Exactly. So
yeah.
Dude.
Man, I'm stoked for it. I'm really happy to hang out, see friends from around the country and from around the world. Actually, it's gonna be fun. All right.
But
anything else to talk about?
Just I get this on. I know we both probably get this. I know because you're intimidating, right? You're intimidating. People always say, they see us at events and they don't come up and say hi or whatever like that. Please, if you do see us walking around or whatever like that, definitely take the time to say hi and, be more than happy to meet a lot of people there. So yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's it then.
Yeah. Sorry so much about the stupid technical difficulties.
Yeah, well.
Like I said, we never did Skype on the PC unit. Again, I'm doing this off of my old Mac, so sorry about that. I definitely should have.
What are you gonna do?
I should have streamed on Sunday or something like that to get it to work. So I thought once I got certain things set up, it was ready
for the
to
future.
Go, but, yeah.
And YouTube doesn't even know anything about that.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot for joining us. Hope to see you at Evo. If not, make sure you tune in. The streams are twitch.tv/SRKEvo1 and SRKEvo2. And Capcom Fighters will be doing Street Fighter 4 the first day.
Yep, and we'll be doing all of Capcom Fighters on Friday.
We will.
So,
all right.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
See you guys in Vegas. Peace.